Hey scholars, this is Mr. Santoni. I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over today's classwork, just a little introduction to the text. I wanted to start by going over the performance-based assessment, which we will begin to work on the week after next. Let's look at the question, how can literature help us remember and honor the victims of the Holocaust? Now, we've read a lot of nonfiction texts, first person accounts, memoirs, articles written. The list is right here of different people from their point of view or other people's point of view, detailing some of these, the journeys of some of these people in the Holocaust, in the aftermath of the Holocaust, reflecting back on the events of the Holocaust. So just keep this in mind as we move forward. Now, for today's text, titled I'll Go Fetch Her Tomorrow by Blom Emden with Marcel Prims. This is the main author right here, Blom Emden. Now, this memoir, and that's what it is a memoir, so it is a first person account, provides insight into the ways that people worked to evade deportation during the Nazi occupation. So often they had to leave their families and deny their entire identities. Now, like I stated in the guided practice, you have to annotate this text as we move forward. So, as we begin reading, let's just start annotating. After liberation, on my way back to the Netherlands, I sent a postcard to the house of Ringstraat in Amsterdam that had been my safe house during the war. I wrote to say that I'd survived Auschwitz and was coming home. So, already in the beginning here, we get that this first person account, the narrator, survived Auschwitz and is coming home. As we read more in this first paragraph, we see that the narrator has expected to see her boyfriend Freddie, and he finally finds her, or she finds him. They hug, call us parents, and that's the end of the first paragraph. And then it kind of zooms out a little bit here around 4 years earlier. So Blom Emdem here talks about returning home from the concentration camp after the war and what happened earlier in the war, and that begins right here. And as we keep reading, we see that Hitler plays a very big role her in her decision to go into hiding. And as we read, you're going to take notes on the different ways that people cope with the trauma and the dehumanizing events of the Holocaust. So, this memoir does provide a survivor's take on the essential question, how do we remember the past? So, Emdem here recalls the specific ways that she hid and the emotions provoked by the trials that she went through. Now, already here, I've found a very important piece that would hint at the author's motivations for leaving. And that is when Hitler announces that he is going to destroy all the Jews. And here she makes a decision. I am going to allow myself to be destroyed. Some of the main ideas I usually tend to highlight in yellow, and some of the more personal decisions or characterizations for characters I like to highlight maybe in a different color. I'm a big fan of green, so I'll just try that one for now. As we read, we see more and more of the events surrounding her reason to leave and the culture and environment of the time. So here is just a very quick example of some annotations for this page. Since we're doing virtual learning, you don't have to do many annotations, but just highlight some key ideas, maybe underline some vocabulary that you may not know about. For example, I believe here we have the word emaciated. That's a good word to know. So let's underline that one. These are some of the annotations that you need to be doing on your own. This is quite a lengthy reading for today, so please do your best to annotate. Give me at least 3 annotations per page. This will be graded. So I think that's it for me right now. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me and just send me an email and we can schedule a Zoom meeting or a phone call, anything at all. Okay? Thank you very much. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.